been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? What time? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one.
What's your name, bud?
Are you...
No, I'm not.
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on? Hi, Trap.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost.
No, listen to me.
Your dad?
Well, my dad's...
So...
She went out a few days ago. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village. When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the... I asked the Millith...
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding... Hey, who's talking about me back...
Changsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baiju?
Changsheng, now, my dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition?
Yes, Uncle...
I see. And your family
Uh-huh.
Is Ayu?
Whoa, yeah,
I certainly do. Ayu's parents are old.
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu.
Oh, really? Well, that's what...
Chi-Chi and I need to go.
Family...
Thank you. Then I'll... Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come...
We searched to the north, but couldn't find...
Well, that complicates things.
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything?
Hey there, buddy.
The boy asked for our help, so we're...
Oh, thank goodness. As for update...
The guards at the cross...
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
You will? Oh,
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad.
That's okay. Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
Look, there's somebody over there. Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further! Watch where you're going! Dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you need... Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hootown! My, who do we have here? My worst. I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me. Your name is Xianyun, and you live just west of Qingce village.
My name is John.
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Sorry, Hutao. Gotta dash.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo-Boo?
Huh?
Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't. Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away? But you're...
Use what? What are you...
There are traces of god remains in Jialiang's system.
Oh, yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of...
I'm sorry.
It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of...
Now you're bringing my great-uncle into this? Baizhu, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if...
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo-Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today. Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve it. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great-uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along.
Well, time is of the essence. Blockages within the cardiovascular system. I see. I suppose this must...
Dr. Baizhu?
Don't you worry. Baizhu's a...
Ayu, do you know when your father first started...
I'm not sure. He's been like this...
So it's been a long time indeed. No, I have a treatment plan. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then...
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Who...
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something.
See you tomorrow, bye.
Bye for now.
Are you ready, Baizhu?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, it must be. Do you still remember the first time we came here? And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated? she immediately threatened to squash Liyue. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now. Huh? Traveler? Did something catch... Whoa. What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is... Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, helping you make more... Paimon is Paimon! And this is the Traveler.
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look...
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your...
So, you're...
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly... Hey, didn't we agree not to bring the...
Oh, so you have taken care to follow the proper... One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the...
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you remind... Right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we...
If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still...
Sounds great! Then let's...
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
We're almost at Weihai Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But what?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for loss. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via...
Fair enough, makes sense.
Cloud Retainer?
Oh,
Is that lady someone you... She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu.
Thank you, Huixin.
it's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply A mere...
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially
But recognizing you is, my response.
an apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any import. Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something super important to...
Oh, is that so?
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today.
I understand.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though adept, it still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you...
Wow, you've been to so many new places. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible.
Xianyun?
I assume that's an adeptus of years past.
Oh, that sounds super cool!
Actually, those lines were originally...
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain on top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer, the books had this to say. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediate...
That's incredible.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely what one ought. And even if one had not interceded...
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world.
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will...
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off?
That is a...
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customer...
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. What?
Huh? But didn't you just...
can that wait until after we...
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine to...
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some...
See you around, Ganyu! Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from...
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dish.
You do it.
No. I think you should.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering.
What would you like to order?
2 servings of Mora meat to go.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and...
this is...
Master?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with...
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too!
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon. Are you here? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, go ahead. Sit down and enjoy some time with your...
Thank you, Chef Mao.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point...
how should I...
Oh, a sensible plan.
And you, Master?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be...
I see. I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a...
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in...
Whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit...
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name.
I see. In that...
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master?
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her... In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the...
What kind of...
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could... Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across...
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one, 'tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous. What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two?
To me, they are both master. One is the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no—
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her—
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish dip?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with them.
Mm-hmm.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delight. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact,
everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still—
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Gray?
But it smells so delightful.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests.
Okay, I'll let... Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you?
Well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Xianyun.
Granny?
Yep. Is there some...
No, Paimon's...
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks. Granny? Why don't you take us?
Have we—
No.
Anticipated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny?
I want braised...
No, not this again.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat— Right, that's what
Help? Oh, thanks. That's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten... They died young. But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her.
Wow.
You're too...
And me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really...
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was
Huh? That sounds super important.
It was just a dream, so I You know, I believe I've had this dream.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case...
Not anymore. Although, I have
a younger version. This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on?
As one said, fate must have brought us together.
Are you sure?
Paimon's Paimon.
Just Xianyun is.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But for...
Oh, we don't need any payment for this. You're welcome! But Miss Xianyun, all we have to go off is that dream.
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you...
Why, of course I do. The heck...
Okay.
Once when I was really little, my dad told me the granny, if it's true, then maybe
A martial arts heroine? Oh, Xingqiu knows tons about Liyue.
Are you leaving already?
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu...
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler?
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing.
It's you two. What brings you here?
Xingqiu! Great, we found you!
That's not a whole lot of information to go off. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone.
Nameless
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people's all they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, after the drought ended, the heroine and the way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That... It's rare for a chivalric hero to... I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage...
That's a deal.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much. Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too!
Well, so while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago, the crops withered,
That sounds up.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. Still, as terrible as that drought was, they say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun. Paimon hopes that... Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time.
It's no problem at all.
Join the Adventurers Guild.
Flicker.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, ping.
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping...
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden?
Well, approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead.
It does not require as much as you may think.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping!
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you
Shinjo has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Do not be troubled, young lady.
What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with...
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains.
Is that so? Then please drink as much.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have...
Sure thing. Well,
I have a secret I want to tell you.
This is a...
what's wrong?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since...
Oh! About that.
Well, you guys just seem super special.
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun...
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that...
Huh? I knew it. Well, One time when I was a little, I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house, and fed me some sort of... I really wanted to thank her, but I was too... So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe...
A pure white illuminated crane? Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features. Once surmised...
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in my head,
Leave it to us! Now that we know the three, let's go to Wangshu.
Okay,
Wangshu.
Do you remember this place, Gran?
Yes. The fish here is... I believe I used to have a room here.
I'll come with. Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the...
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a... If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the... Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang continuous fire mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the...
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows...
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it.
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals. When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visit. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her human...
One believes there is little need to relive...
Granny, are you okay?
Perhaps this conversation should end here. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name.
Everyone! I think Granny...
Slowly now.
A long time ago.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that what...
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul revital. He told me that the pills were concocted using adepti blood.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that, and it was all thanks to the pills, that you managed to keep the symptoms in check?
I'm sorry, I don't...
Hey! You're not useless. You've done so much for me.
Oh, fret not, dear child.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual...
Next location. There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we... After all, if she was there for any...
Evil shall be dispersed.
It's time to pull the trigger. Gotcha.
don't remember this. Still, I was...
Huh?
I'm not sure. Maybe...
I don't remember playing it that much. Are you sure about that?
Not... Paimon sees an abandoned house! Why don't we take a break over there?
This place...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees. I alone am the source of this sin.
Sin? Oath?
I don't know. I don't remember. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you. But you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny.
You're too sweet, Xianyun. All right. Let's not stand around.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Xianyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
This blinding sunlight is such a pain. No way I can get a nap in this weather.
We're finally... Does this place feel familiar?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of... But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just...
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. Paimon was hoping...
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
It's all right. We're not...
Thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come...
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay.
Mount Outsong.
Mount Outsong holds some...
It does, but I...
Are you feeling unwell?
My head... It feels all...
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart.
Wait, really?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal.
Quietly now.
Grow!
Stand with me!
Committed to memory! Yeah!
Here.
Huh?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I emote it periodic soothing agitation.
Whoa, we could have come to...
How we Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character...
Paimon thinks she can...
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secure...
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean!
And you and I, is the... It appears she has already succumbed to the depths.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have...
Wait! Did you just call... You already knew each other?
Yes.
Granny, please don't cry.
Oh, don't worry, I'm so sorry, It's all come back to me now.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to...
No, it's okay. Shuyu, everyone,
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past...
I know, dear child. My feelings some time ago. I made it.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in...
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, she was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming but I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form, and she warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years. And if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever...
Oh no. So that was the source of...
Was it because of...
Indeed. I fell in love. Though he was human, although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted more. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Oh no! I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, but that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time.
Granny!
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence, Master?
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be...
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One...
Wait! Paimon! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how?
Perhaps... One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. Skyward! In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you, unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, wishing to grant you a life without regrets. One gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. As one expected, you were most... One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise? Yeah! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable, even considering your loss of memory. One was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night. Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Stray clouds converge! Hit! Skyward! Ho! Scatter! Those monsters would... Said one was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air to see you happy. Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, when one asked you why, apparently you believed one had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. It bears mentioning, however, perhaps fate brought... Now all has... One owes you an apology, Yuan. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them.
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet 'tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven, whatever its denomination may be. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they...
Thank you.
One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your... 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Even the power of an adeptus has its limits. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario.
So...
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it...
She's gotta go back to being a regular...
Master, I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're all I have...
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of your...
I promise, Granny.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not... I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while... As long as we both work hard.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll live for you.
That's a good girl. Then... I'm so sorry, Master.
Let her be. At her age, tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes, now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax.
We would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. Stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Xianyun, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I, ask you something? Would you...
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. she fell, but without that mistake, even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. I could become a cool adeptus like you, and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire—
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus! And
Xianyun, are you sure Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret? We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment, so long as one retains a pure—
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comfort. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Xianyun shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human—
Whoa! You're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very— Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So—
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing—
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we—
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after an—
Seems like you've really thought of everything. How about we meet up in Liyue Harbor?
A sensible plan. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense somnia mechanism as a souvenir?
Awesome! Thanks! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out?
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day. I have to be careful, yes.
We're here, Clout! Miss Xianyun?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years.
Several?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to doubt their authenticity any further, and
Whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new—
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Xianyun! You got an—
Mm-hmm. Master—
Huh? You know how to—
Do I know how to make clothes? With the
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of—
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably, sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of—
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. Now, this expert you met—
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Xianyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
If it isn't Miss Xianyun.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea.
So you—
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as
Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a—
A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to—
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance—
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest! What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for— I deeply apologize for doubting you. So—
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though the same can be said for this one here. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous—
All right. Since I hired you as my then in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum—
The Northland Bank?
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Zhongli!
My friends,
We've been great! How about you?
my days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a— As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to—
I must say, The name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense—
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend?
Well, that is true, but— Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may—
It would seem that you have gained many—
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as— This city is much changed from how it was more—
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless—
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get—
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together?
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were—
Oh?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself—
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, it is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat. One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple.
It should be a most splendid—
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Feud.
Nice to meet you too, Mr.
That should be everyone, right?
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite.
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the—
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Take it easy.
Ad Astra Abbot. Thank you for Ad Astra.
fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me.
Dare to mess with me? Pew pew!
Silence!
We'll see about that. Have fun with this gift. Dare to mess with.
Into the wind!
Let the mighty be humbled! Bow your head!
Think you can pull it?
Silence!
We'll see about that. Scratch that.
Wind strider!
Too late for regret.
Bow your head!
Dare to mess with me?
The wind knows me.
Gears of the storm.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Settle down!
The puzzle is still unsolved. Diana Special! Shake it and... Dare to mess with me?
Silence!
One with nature.
Think you can bully me?
Bow your head.
Have fun with this gift.
As one with wind and cloud.
Shake it and stir.
Wind strider.
Dare to mess with me?
Silence!
Too late for regret.